This is a Ken Stone LB Designs Synthacon filter based on the Steiner Parker filter. When I got it, I decided to calibrate it, and it turned out to be kind of difficult. So I started looking around and probably misread a bunch of stuff that was on the net and ended up making some modifications. One of the mods was to remove 2 of the diodes, and the other was to reverse the polarity on one of the caps. So I did that, and I didn't get anything at all, no resonance at all. So what I ended up doing was, and I'll show you that, goes the giant hand. So after fooling around a little bit with jumpers and various things, I did end up, not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but I did end up putting in a couple of sockets, and this let me experiment a little bit with how I was going to fool with the diodes and with a jumper, because 2 of the diodes, every 3rd diode, are supposed to be changed for a jumper. Now, I didn't actually like the sound of that. I really lost a lot of resonance, so I started experimenting and tried removing just 1 diode and the other with a jumper. I had done it the other way around at first, and that didn't work too well, so now I've kind of settled on this. There's a shot there. It's kind of moving around a bit, sorry about that. So that's what I have so far. It's a little weird sounding, but I'll see what I can do. So what we have is I have a D Machinery LFO that's just got a sample and hold going, and that is actually piped into an IntelliJ scale, and then all of that kind of wanders around through here a little bit and eventually finds its way over to a manual voltage processor from Manhattan Audio, or Analog, sorry. Now the Manhattan Analog MVP, what it's doing is it's acting as a multiple, and then it's acting as attenuverters there. And then I'm using the Z3000 as 1 oscillator, and 2 sides of a DPO as 2 other oscillators. So those are going into the 3 inputs of the Synthacon. So the catch is, I don't really know what this thing is supposed to sound like, so I thought I would do this little demo and we can figure out what it's supposed to sound like. I haven't put the knobs back on here yet. I was fooling around a bit, so it's a little more difficult to see, but hopefully it'll work out. So let's kick up the low pass. You should be able to hear that, I hope. Let me turn it up a little bit. So just a bunch of random stuff. So the funny thing is, it completely dies about the last, probably more than the last quarter. Actually, maybe even almost the last half. And it starts to come up again. So that's no resonance. So let's turn that off. Here's the band pass. Nice sounding filter. Again, no resonance. And here's the high pass. Okay, so let's go back to the low pass. Crank that all the way up. I don't know if this is normal. I'm still going to fool around with that a bit. So let's crank this all the way up, and now we can get the resonance goes a little bit crazy. Let's have a look. So that's not too bad. Again, I don't know if it's normal. This is kind of cool though. Okay, let's try the band pass. If you pick up the resonance again. Like I said, I have no idea if that's normal or what. I'll try the high pass. So definitely a little bit crazy. Like I said, I don't know if that's what it's supposed to sound like. And we can kick them all up and get all kinds of other weirdness. Anyways, it's cool. I'm not sure if it's correct, but it does sound kind of neat, so